Right. Shalom, shalom, shalom to the 12 tribes scattered abroad. It's your brother Kadam a lot.
Brothers Cole, WFI St. Louis.
Right. We coming out of Watchmen for Israel to Detroit and St. Louis, man. Coming to get a sense, to get an edification, to teach the truth of the Bible, man. Right. So I titled this video, She Rebukes Pork Eaters, but Fights for Pants. Deuteronomy 22:5, truth breakdown. And you know, shalom to all the Akim, to all the mighty brothers, all the sisters, to the 12 tribes scattered abroad, right? Keeping the commandments, following Yahweh by Shem, Yahweh Shah, right? And doing everything righteous to build themselves back up, man. Right? I'm going to get a quick precept real quick, right? Let's get a quick precept. Put this on the screen. So I can, right? Let's get this right. And so let's get the holy book of Sirach, right? Chapter 3. Because a lot of times, man, our people, we might hear stuff from a certain congregation, we might start just reading something and stumble upon something, and you think this means that, and you think that means this. And that teach us and give us that sound counsel that's in our corner. You don't want to always be the brother. You got all the deep breakdowns. You got all the sense. You don't need no help. You know what it's saying. A lot of times brothers say they know what it's saying, but they don't know. You don't know everything about the Bible. They're not the Lord saying 1 Corinthians 13:8 on down to 9, right? That we prophesy in part, we know in part. So we know in part. You don't know everything, brother. You don't know exactly when Yahweh Shah is coming back. You can't pull out a calculator. So also, all of our doctrine is, again, rooted in faith and belief, man, with understanding, with supporting evidence, with witnesses, right? So this is the book of Sirach, chapter 3 and verse 24. For many are deceived by their own vain opinion. Many people are deceived by their own vain opinion. Your pastor is deceived, but your mother is probably deceived. Your father, your family, many people all throughout the earth are deceived by their own vain opinion. And opinion is what's not a fact, as they always say. It's what you think. Right? I think about it like this. That's my thoughts on it. Is what I say. Well, a lot of people is deceived by what they just so-called think, man. If you don't have multiple witnesses, precepts, accounts, no archaeology, no maps, hey, you got a vain opinion, man. It says, "And an evil suspicion have overthrown their judgment." Now you start looking at it. Oh, that brothers, they don't want us to wear pants because they don't want me to show off my figure. Well, of course, we don't want you to show off your figure. Of course not. Yeah. He don't want to lust after me. That's why. Ain't nothing wrong with wearing pants. I'm gonna show what God gave me. No daughters of Zion should be showing what God gave me, man. So I'm just showing what God gave me. Only God can judge me. That's a vain opinion. That's a proverb, a worldly proverb, and a vain opinion. Verse 25. Without eyes thou shalt want light, or you're going to lack light. Profess not the knowledge, therefore, that thou hast not. Stop teaching stuff you don't know. You're going into Isaiah 49. You're in Genesis, the first chapter. You don't know that breakdown. You kind of breaking it down. Yeah, and in the beginning, there was Satan. Well, you don't know the breakdown. Don't profess knowledge that you don't have, man. Don't start teaching that in the New Testament, the Gentiles are only talking about heathen, we come into the covenant. You can't profess knowledge that you don't know. Right? It's somewhere in the Bible. Godliness next to cleanliness. It's not a scripture. That's literally not a scripture. So don't profess the knowledge that you don't have, and don't be deceived by your own vain opinion. Brothers got it.
Right. Can you go to the book of Proverbs, chapter 3 and verse 5? Let me back off of that. Right, because we got to understand it's not about what we think, it's not about how we feel, it's about what the Lord said, right? And these things are just they're plain upon table, right? It really we shouldn't even be having to do in this video, man, right? But through the simplicity of Jake and Eve trying to find gray areas and little slots, right? We have to go into this, right? When we shouldn't have to, right? We have to come back, hey, to being sincere with this word and stop trying to find little ways to do your own pleasures, right? This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 3 and verse number 5. It says, trust in the Lord with all thine heart and lean not unto thy own understanding, right? So we're going to give you the correct understanding today. That way you can't lean unto your own understanding anymore, right? You can't try to find gray areas, right, within the word to justify you wearing damn leggings, man. It's off. No matter how you put it, wearing pants, it's off. No matter how you put it, right? You not and when you go into it getting modest apparel, man, there's no way you can make pants modest, right? You're not wearing damn MC Hammer pants. You're wearing skinnies, right? And we see the fruits of the spirit of the people that do this and that fight for pants, right? You have a wicked spirit on you, man, right? So I ain't got nothing else. We can kind of just hop into it, Ken, if you want to.
Kind.
Kind of just go straight to it. Go Deuteronomy 20,
It's like
25.
this thing, man. Spanish. Okay. Okay, I think I'm back. Salakia.
Con.
Salakia, you hear me?
Con.
Salakia, man. Technical difficulties, man. All right. Real quick, you can pull it real quick because this is Satan. All right, give me Daniel 7-25 real quick, man. This is just pure Satan. Right
It's the book of
here.
Daniel, chapter 7, and verse number 25. And it reads, and he shall speak great words against the Most High, and shall wear out the saints of the Most High.
No, this is
And
not talking about your so-called the white man just at your job. This is talking about Esau as a nation, right? He's the one against the Most High, right? He's the one that says, "I am God," man. Look at your image of Jesus Christ. Look at your image when you go to cathedrals, when you go to museums. Who's God? Who's Abraham? Who's Pharaoh? Who's Egyptians? Who is the Anglo-Saxons? Who's the Europeans? Who's the Hawaiian? All these people are just white, man. They're all whitewashed, right? So the Lord is not dealing with whitewashing of everybody's history, man. The Lord gave Jap of their own history. Wash that over. Now you a damn Hawaiian. They kind of washed over everybody's history. You change your nation. So this is who is that he shall speak great words against the Most High? It's talking about the so-called white man Esau, man. Right? He's gonna wear out the saints of the Most High, right? And I'm gonna read on. It says, and think to change times and laws. Esau, the devil, the men that come from the seed line and our cousins with, right? Antiochus Epiphanes the fourth, Herod the Great, right? Herod, Felix, right? Agrippa. All of these people, they're going to change the laws. They're going to start teaching you different things. Pork is clean. It's not the wrong with pork. The Sabbath day, I'll throw that in the back of your mind, right? He's going to teach you different things, man. Hey, we grew up in our societies as so-called black people, so-called Hispanic people, so-called Native American people, and we see women wearing pants like it's normal, man. And when I grew up, my aunties, my cousin, and when they had pants on, it was normal to me. You know, it was normal. She got pants, she got jeans, got women jeans. It was normal to see that, man. Why? Because Esau gave us times and laws, man. He changed stuff, man. He told you that it's midnight, right? He told you at noon, right? The day changes. The sun is in the middle of the sky, and it's a new day. How? There's no way it's a new day, right? So he's changing the times. He's changing the laws, man. Right? He's finessing, and he's a devil, man. He's changing our whole history and what we kept, and just threw that away. And they shall be given into his hand until a time and a times and a dividing of the time. Right? Talking about the dispensation of time. But the judgment shall sit, and they shall take away his dominion to consume and to destroy unto the end. So the Lord's going to destroy people, changing the times and the laws, man. You cannot change and add to the words of God. Now, if you ain't got anything, I want to kind of get into it, man. So let's get into it. First thing first, let's go to the holy book of Exodus, right? Chapter 28. So let's look and let's understand what our people wore. Okay. Let's get the book of Exodus, chapter 28. So, like, I'm going to start at 41. Right. See, Esau Satan, right? Trying to slow down. I mean, I'll pull the precept. Satan can't play. You know, I got it right here, man. Got it right. The Exodus chapter 41. I'm going to start at 40. And for Aaron's sons, thou shalt make coats, and thou shalt make for them girdles, and bonnets shall they make. All right. It says, and thou shalt put them upon Aaron thy brother and his sons with him, and shall anoint them and consecrate them and sanctify them, that they may minister unto me in the priest's office. And thou shalt make them linen breeches to cover their nakedness from the loins even unto the thighs, they shall reach. All right, so talking about your waist down to your thighs. You want to make breeches, right? Which essentially is a form of pants. Verse 43, and it shall be upon Aaron and upon his sons when they come in unto the tabernacle of the congregation, or when they come near unto the altar to minister in the holy place, that they bear not iniquity and die. It shall be a statute forever unto him and his seed after him. So, if Israelites, right, especially men, if they always had on pants, then why is the Lord telling Aaron's sons to wear what? Pants, breeches, right? It's telling them that because we didn't commonly just wear breeches. We didn't wear pants or what the world called trousers, pants today. Okay. We didn't wear that. Israelite men didn't always just have on your damn your rock revivals, your damn PRPs, your damn court of individualities. What you got? All your damn jeans. We didn't have jeans at that time. We had breeches, we had hosen, and we had and that's really essentially it. So if the Lord is telling them to make breeches, meaning we didn't wear breeches all day, but men can wear breeches. It's acceptable. Okay. So what we wore is, I'm going to kind of grab this, right? And I'm going to let you get in there, Zakar, real quick while I grab this. All right. Grab this real quick.
Con. Right, like the brother was saying, like it was chiefly right for the priesthood, right? So you didn't see under men's garments when they were walking up the steps, right? This was never a thing that was uh for women, nor was it a culture or a custom for our people, right? For our women, right? It was strictly for the men, specifically the Levites. Right, but you got it.
Yeah. So you know, we're gonna go and use some of Esau's understanding, man. Because Esau, you got the internet, man. Esau got all these different books in the Vatican. He got all the secret books, man. He got all this different knowledge, man. Esau has a lot of knowledge on the left-hand side and on the right-hand side. And Esau knows about the Sabbath. Look at Amalek. They keep the Sabbath, man. They know the commandments. They know how we live, man. They know what's up and down, man. They know what's back then and they know what's now. So I'm gonna get an account, right? I'm gonna kind of pull this up to see what the internet, what Esau would say, man. So-called chat GPT. So I asked, I said, did Israelite women wear pants? It says no. Israelite women did not wear pants as we understand them today. In biblical times, particularly during the Old Testament period, both men and women wore tunic-like garments, but there were distinctions in style, length, layering, and ornamentation based upon gender, status, and occasion. So, and this is the correct understanding, man. Right? We didn't wear damn Lululemon, man. You got EA, they love this raunchy, over hyper sexually stimulated music, man. Put some Lululemon on my backside, man. Right? It wasn't no Lululemon during David's time, man. You didn't pull up on David in your Lululemon. Right? Bathsheba didn't tempt David with Lululemon. right? No Lululemon, man. We didn't wear that. We are an ancient Semitic people from the so-called Middle East. We didn't wear damn Gucci loafers all day, man, and apple bottom jeans with boots with the fur. It says, what did ancient Israelites wear? Men typically wore a shorter tunic called a kitoneth in the Hebrew, right, which is in there, sometimes sleeveless, a belt or slat or sash, a cloak or outer garment, similar in colder weather. Right. So that's what we wore, man. We wore tunics. Now, okay, a brother might say, well, what the hell is a tunic? What does that look like? We're gonna show you, bro. I'm gonna show you a tunic. It says women typically wore a longer tunic, often reaching onto their ankles. So it wasn't no short tunics. You didn't have so-called thigh-and up tunics, man. A mantle or a shawl over it, which is this is all modest, by the way. Pants are modest. How can a woman wear pants if they're not modest? Why would a woman be allowed to wear pants if her forefathers never and her foremothers never wear pants at all? They didn't wear breeches. They didn't wear any form of pants, man. It says sometimes a veil or a head cover. Right, so this is what we wore. This is our typical, right, day-to-day stuff, right? And also, you go into, we had an undergarment. You had an undergarment tunic, you had underwear, and then you had an outer garment, and you had veil. It's like then you had a so-called mantle, and then that's what we kind of wore, man. You had mitris, you had sandals, you had fringes on. That's how we got down. We didn't start wearing Lululemon in 2025, man. The Lord probably looking at that like, what the hell is going on, man? Lululemon and whatever else Eve like wearing, man. Whatever else, man. You got anything else, man?
Kind of. Let's get Second Corinthians chapter 2 and verse 11 real quick. Because look, man, again, it's so plain, right? When reading that, when you're going into it, pants couldn't even be a thing. Like, what's the difference? Men wearing capris and women wearing pants, like that's madness.
Yeah.
Men had shorter pants on, so we was wearing capris and women was wearing long pants. It doesn't make sense, man. You can't justify that, right? So this Second Corinthians chapter 2 and verse number 11. It says, lest Satan should get the advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. And like the brother brought out, this is chiefly Esau's doing, right? Can you look up something real quick? Can you look up Elizabeth Smith Miller? Right? This is the woman who chiefly paved the way for women to do this, right? So we have to dive into who this is and what you're following, what customs you're taking on, and what people did this. I think you just type in who is Elizabeth Smith Miller.
Yes, like so-called moving slow, right? Moving slow. So I'm gonna
I
pull it
think
up.
I can
I'm gonna
pull it
pull
up
it
real quick. Yeah. See what I want to go to. See what I want real quick.
I gotta pull it up. Can you hear me?
Kind of.
Right. So it's just I'm gonna read it first. I'm gonna get the visual when I can get it. Right. But this is Elizabeth. Right. It's kind of hard to see that probably. Right. But this is Elizabeth Smith Miller, known as Libby. Right. Was an American advocate and financial supporter of the women's rights movement. Now let's go on down.
I know
It says
it said she was an activist and what?
I'm about to go to it. It says she was a supporter of the women's rights movements and a financial supporter of the women's rights movement.
So chiefly when you think about wearing pants, right, it's really leading back to feminism, right, and things of that nature where women wanted to what? Usurp authority over their man. That's the spirit that comes behind wearing pants, right? Go ahead.
Okay. All right, let's keep going. All right, you got to go. Let's go down to
If you
like,
can find a link, it should be the National Park Service, and then scroll down to the last
all right,
paragraph.
see, this is madness. This is
Uh,
first. I would like to show y'all this. First off, you shouldn't be looking at that madness. But I'm gonna read this. This is the dress reform. It says an advocate of Victorian dress reform, Elizabeth Smith Miller received intense publicity and criticism for wearing the Turkish plantoons and knee-length skirt later popularized by Amelia Bloomer in the Lily known as bloomers. The apparel in its undergarment was similar to utilitarian outfits also worn by women of the Utopian Oneida community and the Oneida Nation of Native Americans. Dress reform was seen as essential in liberating women for the functional constraints imposed on their activities by conventions reinforcing a male dominated society. Bloomers were worn by leaders of the women's rights movement as an act of rebellion until the amount of attention the protests received in the popular press became a distraction from the movement.
It's that's a lot to unpack there, man. That's a lot to unpack there. All right. So you see this is a for one, it's a rebellion, right? So you have to understand the manner of spirit that you're moving in. When you put these things, when you put this attire on, right? That's even worldly going back to it. You have, just like you have to understand the origins of these pagan holidays, you have to understand the origins of where certain things come from and what manner of spirit that they'll put you in, right? Especially knowing that this wasn't a custom for our people, right? We know that the so-called white woman, and she's rebellious in the household, right? She tell her man what to do. He's the weak and effeminate. He wear the dress, right? And she wear the pants. And our women have by nature took that over because what? They idolize the so-called white woman and they want to be like her. We have our own culture. We have our own heritage, which is a goodly heritage, like David said. And we must hold on to it. Right? Was this what you was reading on?
God, yeah, it's still kind of moving slow, but yeah, that's what I was reading on, right? Getting it from Wikipedia, man. Wikipedia, man.
Okay, I'm gonna read something I got pulled up real quick. It
Okay.
says dress reform is basically going along the same line. It says dress reform was a significant focus of concern among early women's rights activists and was strongly advocated in the Smith household. Well, I wonder why, right? I wonder why it was strongly advocated in her household. I highly doubt her husband had any say so in this now, right? Because she was the one that was wearing the pants. It says rebellion against the fashion of the day. So they're rebelling against the norm, right? Everything that was normal to society back in that world was women wearing dresses, right? It says requiring women to dress in voluminous and constraining fashion. So now wearing a loose fitting dress is constraining. Well, what's constraining about that? Right? What stops you from doing your day-to-day activities and a loose you didn't have on a sundress, right? So now you fight to where I don't know if that's man, that's I don't know if you could pull up go back to the home page because it shows you what what she made, like the dress that she was wearing.
First off,
It's
why does she look like what's that Edomite on the quarter? Right? She looks that
that
damn
that
Edomite,
that middle photo right there.
right?
Yeah. This what they were promoting our people to wear, man.
See
What
that?
is this? This is folly. She's still wearing a she so she put on a shorter skirt, right, with pants underneath, which is gonna evolve to what we see today. They just lose the skirt and they're wearing these the trousers now, man. The Turkish whatever it was called, right? And and chiefly, again, it's to be rebellious. They wanted to show that they can do what men do. Because what was the feminist act for? It was for women to work, women to vote, and do things that men could do. So guess what? They're taking on the spirit of masculinity, and our women should steer far away from that. For one, we had no fight in this feminist movement that we partook hold of that Seesaw has beguiled our women into following. Right? It says uh, was both a practical necessity and a focal point of social reform. Right? It says the bloomer costume was one. This is a damn costume, man. It calls it a
Halloween.
costume, right? They're acting because women, you can never be a man, and nor should you want to, right? It says was worn for some time by most leaders of the women's rights movement. It was altered many times and ultimately abandoned because the amount of attention it was given, right? But we see what it's led to today. This was the catalyst of what this woman has done and the movement that they had that had uh, taken hold of our people and putting them into the damn sunken place. If anything, this looks more constricting and uncomfortable than a dress did, right? But I yield with that, King.
Kind of,
I
yeah.
just wanted to
So,
bring up the origins of where this comes from and the madness that proceeded after.
ain't nothing wrong with that, man. Yeah. So this is the I mean, and for one, I mean, what's the difference? I mean, why are you showing your you want to show your toes? What is the point of this? You got brother tell, oh, yeah, this is modest pants. This is my see, you can't see your figure, brother. It's a part of a dress on her, man. Half dress, half pants. What is it? I mean, whoa, man, half woman. We're not dealing with half man. What's the name of that damn Edomite? I think his name was I forgot his name. He was one of them presidents. You're not dealing with President Andrew Jackson or whoever it was on that coin, man. So she got the sense. Throw away the Bible, throw away the breakdown. Stop listening to your husband because he don't know what's going on. He don't know what's going on. We should listen to Elizabeth Smith Miller. What? Man, this she don't know. Look, what is she doing? What is she doing? So she's off. She's completely off. Right? He's one of these women. You got to mark these women, right? Especially Edomite. But any woman, if your woman was talking with her, man, she got to get marked, man. You got to watch your woman. Oh, I went down there to the convention. I was just seeing what's going on. Hey, babe, what's the big deal? Well, the big deal is you're with Elizabeth Smith Miller, and she's walking around with strange apparel. Right, that's the big deal. I don't see the big deal. What's the big point? You're being a lion in your household. Stop being a lion. We're not being lions, man. We're not being lions. We're telling you the truth, man. So let's pull this up. All right, so let's pull this up. Let's go back to this, man. Let's go back to so-called ChatGPT. It says, what about trousers? Trousers or pants were not common in ancient Israel. They were more typical among some other ancient Near Eastern people, like the Persians, especially for soldiers or horseback riders. In the Bible, the closest reference to pants-like garments is in Exodus 28 and 42, which describes linen undergarments for priests. So that's plain. I mean, that's the sense, right? We're not Persians. We're not Elamites, right? We don't go back. We don't worship Krishna, Mishnah, what's the name? Krishna, whatever her name is, and the elephant cow god. Right? I talked to an East Indian. He said we got 30 main deity, you got 30 main gods, and we got thousands of gods. I'm not following a polytheistic man. I'm not getting the sense from Elam. Elam is over there fighting Pakistan right now, man. Throwing dung at each other, throwing boulders of men waste on each other, man. Washing up in the wastewater. So we all know Elam is the dumbest nation, man. And of all the nations, Elam is the stupidest nation. We should never take any breakdown. We shouldn't copy what they look like. We shouldn't get anything from Elam. right? They don't even use deodorant, right? They don't use. They just wake up and just get the smell on them, right? A breath of fresh air, as they would say. You got a breath of fresh air when you wake up next to Elamite husband. And I know Esther was going through it, man. She was pissed, man, and she even said that, man. She said, I hate my garments, roughly paraphrasing, man. I hate this, man. I hate being under this man. Right? So if Eve didn't like being married to a king of Persia, man, I mean, how much less the so-called black woman? We don't take we don't get our understanding from the other nations, man. We don't go and seek out their breakdowns, man. Especially Elon, right? Especially Elon. So with that being said, these were undergarments for modesty worn by male priests, not everyday clothing, and not worn by women. So women didn't have breeches. You didn't have the option to wear breeches. You couldn't wake up, say, "Hey, babe, have me them breeches in the back of the closet. Let me get that. Let me get that up off you." You say, yeah, it's no big deal. Yeah, it's the same size. You kind of fit the same size as your woman. Yeah, it's the same size. Here you go, baby. You gotta say, yeah. Let me wear my breeches out today. And then why would women need to wear breeches? They weren't priests. They wasn't going up and down to the altar, and they wasn't doing any of that. It's no purpose of wearing breeches, man. None. Even when you look at pants, what do pants got? A zipper on it. You don't got nothing down there to zip. Well, you pull your you pull your undergarment down and use the bathroom, man. Right? We have zippers, so we can, you know what a zipper, you know what a zipper is for. I don't gotta break down why we need the zipper. I don't get, you know what a zipper is for. If you got a son, you know what a zipper is for. So with that being said, so while the Bible never mentions women wearing pants, it's also true that nobody in that culture wore pants as outerwear. It wasn't part of their clothing tradition at all. Right? At all. So we didn't wear pants at all, man. And let's see what else so-called Esau got to break. Got the sense. Right? Esau pull out Vatican pictures. He might pull out different things. Right, let's look at what our women typically wore, man. This was the daughter of Zanya before Lululemon, before social media, before TikTok that's frying your brain, before all these I can't zoom in anymore. Oh yeah, I can see. All praise to the Most High, right? And we know this is not what Esther, is that a beard? Right? This is not what Esther looked like, man. Esther didn't look like this, right? Esther wasn't a Benjamite sister, man. Right, a mighty so-called Trinidad or Tobagan, a Jamaican that goes back to Benjamin. And they didn't wear, her skin didn't look like this. But they whitewashed stuff, man. So we're gonna get the picture. Right, you got belts on, you got gold, you got pearls, you got ornaments, man. You got belts, right? This is what you wore, man. This is what Israelite women wore. You wasn't dressed like a damn whore, man. And the skin, you got something on TikTok, they call it a black woman in a yellow dress. They said, what's the equivalent of a black woman in a yellow dress for a man? Brother, we're not dealing with just a black woman in the tightest dress, man. Looking like a bumblebee out here, man. Looking like a Autobot. Right? So this is how women used to dress, man. Modest. Now, this looks like a wife, man. This looks like somebody who would take care of the house. If I go out to work, they look like they can watch the house over. The children are not going to be shooting each other. My son is not going to grow up as a transformer or a so-called a damn shapeshifter. So I'm gonna start calling them shapeshifters, right? They're going to grow up as masculine young men, right? They're going to know how to treat a woman. This is what our women wore, man. Okay, so we didn't wear Lululemon and whatever else is the next new thing, because there's always a new hot thing. First was apple bottom jeans, Lululemon, ripped jeans, damn dresses, and so let's get it. It says long tunics. Women wore full-length tunics, ketonet, with sleeves extended to the ankles. These garments were typically longer, right? Meaning it was modest. It was more modest. It wasn't shorter. It didn't get higher. It was modest. It was longer, had sleeves, and were possibly made of finer materials compared to men's clothing. This is cited right in Wikipedia, biblical clothing. So you can look that up. veils and head coverings. A distinctive feature of women's attire was the veil, the mishapat, which was a neckcloth or shawl covering the head and shoulders. This veil was worn for modesty and social distinction. And what that's talking about is women, how you would know a woman is single in the ancient world, man. Usually a woman wouldn't have her hair covered and out in the open. So a woman, when she didn't have her hair covered, she was so-called on the market, kind of kind of say kind of say your thing. And how we did it was, you might approach the sister, or if she had a family member, you approach the brother, hey, shalom, y'all watching me outside Barakatah. You talk to him, say, hey man, your sister, she pleased with the eye, she pleased with me, whatever brothers would say. And the brother said, Khan, okay, I'm gonna talk to my father, right? You get to take this brother name down, you know where he's at. Then his father will talk to your father, and y'all will arrange a marriage. Okay, I want this, I want 1,000 shekels, I want this, I want this, and you'll kind of marry the sister, kind of arrange stuff. You didn't just walk up on a woman, say, hey, I like how you look in them jeans, or give me your number. Or that's not that wasn't the that's not that's not you slide on the sister. Right then, shalom. Right, what wearest thou? Right, I wish thou can uncover it. Right, you wasn't sliding up a woman, I wish I can uncover it. You would go talk to the brother or the father, and y'all will arrange the marriage, man. So that's the social distinction in for modesty. So she will have her head uncovered. When a woman is married, they will have their heads covered. So you would know, okay, I'm not gonna talk to her. She's kind of, she's modest. I'm not gonna speak to her. That's how you handle stuff. So you would know. We didn't have rings. Jake spending $30,000. He's spending his whole damn savings, spending the children's college tuition on a ring that she gonna damn lose. She gonna lose. A diamond might fall out. She might lose it. And women get wicked, man. They take off their rings when they go, I'll take my ring off. I don't want nobody to know I'm married. Right? You can take off a damn ring. Just take off a ring and get out. So we didn't let each other know we was married by just carnal things, but more so through this carnal thing ahead, right? So I'm gonna wrap up and I'm gonna let brothers get in there. It says outer garments. Women often wore outer garments like a semla, a large mantle or shawl, which could be fringed and was worn over the tunic. So you had an outer garment, you had an inner garment. Belts and accessory. Belts, chagor, were used to secure garments and could also serve as a storage for small items. These clothing styles not only provided modesty and protection, but also reflected cultural norms and social status in the ancient Israelite society. So, this is what we have. This is what our women wear, and I showed you what the men was wearing. Bro, I'm gonna pull that up. You got anything on this? Slakia, okay. You got anything on this?
Salakia King.
Okay, kind of. So this is what we wore, man. We had tunics. All right, so let's see what else Esau got on the plate. And Esau, man. Oh yeah, that's enough ChatGPT. Well, no, we gonna stay logged up, man. We're gonna stay logged out. Give me this for free, man. Give me this for free. I'm trying to damn track my. Oh, I know you're Hebrew Israelite. I can tell. I gotta get on ChatGPT. I got some images, man. Man, I'm not asking you. I know what they were, man. Show me the images. Show me the images, right? What else there, right? Men wore knee or ankle-length tunics made from wool and linen. These garments were typically loose-fitting and feature short sleeves, allowing for ease of movement, essential for daily tasks such as farming, shepherding, traveling. We had belts, right? We had instead a belt or a sash was worn around the waist to secure the tunic and could also serve as a place to hang tools or weapons. Symbolically, is denoted readiness for action, as girding one's loins was a common phrase indicating preparedness. Right? That's how you know you also didn't wear jeans all day. How could you gird your loins with jeans on? What would you tighten up your belt? The Lord's not saying tighten up thou Gucci belt. The Lord's not saying it. We had our tunic on, and how we would get ready for it, we'll tighten up our girdle. We'll gird up our loins, man, to get the war. Because over the tunic, men often wore a cloak or a mantle with a wool of flax. The outer garment provided protection against the elements and could be used as a blanket during colder nights. The cloak was typically a rectangular piece of fabric draped over the shoulders and fastened with a clasp or left open. Right? And then we got head covers, right? So let's get the images. Right, let's get the images. Let's get the images. And if not, I got this video, man. We got a lot. We got a lot to go into, man. We got a lot to go into. It might not show it because of the damn. It might not show it. So this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna come back. I'm gonna show y'all again. We're gonna come back to that. So let's go. Let's go to the Bible. So now let's break down Deuteronomy 22 and 5. So we see women wear tunics, men wear tunics, summer, right? So let's give the sense of Deuteronomy 22 and 5. The woman shall not wear that which pertaineth unto a man, neither shall a man put on a woman's garment. For all that do so are abomination unto the Lord thy God. So the Lord says a woman cannot wear what men wear, and men cannot wear what women wear. Everybody who does this, you are an abomination. This is not saying you're abomination outside your front door, then you're clean and holy on the inside. No, it says anybody who does this is an abomination. It's not a choice of in the house or out the house. Period. Your woman cannot wear pants, man. Women cannot wear pants, regardless of it now. Because that's the same sense as me going outside, teaching in camp with my garment on. We are blacked out on my black boots, black garment, black shoes, black mask, black, all this black. Come in the house, I say, I gotta take off everything, and I put on my skin tight pink tutu. And I put on my green tight lingerie and my tight dress. And say, man, I'm so glad I got to get out of them clothes. And that's off right there, man. You got sisters. I finally got to get out of that dress. Oh, goddamn, take it off. Well, you shouldn't say that. I'm finally out of this week garment, man. No, we can't pick and choose when we can wear something. The Lord says, if you wear it in house, out the house, on the Sabbath day, on Tuesday, for 20 minutes, we got people saying, yeah, I got to do what I got to. There was a sister, man. She was trying to argue me about that. Yeah. I go to work. So what I'm going to do? I'm going to be homeless. I said, well, the Lord will kind of help you out. She said, what I'm going to do? I'm going to be homeless. What I'm going to do? What I'm going to do? It's only for 8 hours. It's only for 8 hours. Well, sister, what did the Bible say? It's not an abomination for 8 hours. It's an abomination, period. Right? So let's get a sense. The woman shall not wear that which pertaineth unto a man, neither shall a man put on a woman's garment. Okay. Let's go into a woman's garment. Let's get the book of Isaiah, chapter 3. Right? We're breaking this down, man. We're tired of the falseness, the lies, the secret words, the quiet is kept, the bad breakdowns. We're tired of this, man. We're tired of this. Let's get Isaiah. And let's start at women rule over them. Women rule in this day. This is a gynocentric, literally rule, but the laws are in their favor, right? They got a lot of power. They can vote. They can do a lot of things, man. So women are the rulers of today, which is off. And they was ruling men back then. Right? Have you not read about Ahab, man? Right? With Jezebel, she was kind of writing stuff, and she was doing a lot of wickedness, man. She had power over Ahab, man. Oh, my people, they which lead thee cause thee to err. So don't let everybody lead you, man. Don't let your bishop say something and you don't search it out. Or your bishop say, hey, the Sabbath day is Tuesday. You don't even look into it. You just say, yeah, the Sabbath day Tuesday. But he heard that? Yeah, no, yeah, Sabbath, it's Tuesday now. You got to look into that, man. You can't just sit there and let your apostle, your deacon, your bishop, your elder, your so-called God, those just don't let, even your husband can teach you something. Kind of look into it, man. Say, oh, hey, hold on, husband, what about this? I didn't get that. What about this? And that's not off. Now you can't go up and say, well, I'm not following that. I'm wearing pants whatever I want to. You don't say that. But you kind of can say, well, I don't understand this. Can you break it down to me again? You do it in order, man. Don't let these people lead you and destroy the way of your past, man. Right. So let's go down to the women. Verse 16. Moreover, the Lord saith, because the daughters of Zion are haughty and walk with stretched forth necks and wanton eyes, right? Meaning they're walking around prideful, man. Right? You want somebody got a stretched forth neck, they think that, kind of they looking down, man. They're on a higher level, man. So they so-called think they're on a higher level. And wanton eyes. Well, they got eyes wavering everywhere, walking and mincing as they go, making a tingling with their feet, man. So they was proud. Therefore, the Lord will smite with a scab the crown of the head of the daughters of Zion, and the Lord will discover their secret parts. So the Lord says he's gonna smite them with a scab, man. The Lord says he's gonna make them bald, man. That's why a lot of sisters, man, you can't grow your hair, you got all this damn weave, because the Lord judged you, man, for being proud, man. So what is their clothing? Let's read it. In that day, the Lord will take away the bravery of their tinkling ornaments about their feet. Right. So they had anklets, man. They had toe jewelry. They had stuff. Their coils and their tires like the moon, their chains, their bracelets, their mufflers, their bonnets, the ornaments of the legs, and the headbands, and the tablets, and the earrings, the rings, and the nose jewels, the changeable suits of apparel, and the mantles, and the wimples, and the crisping pins, the glasses, and the fine linen, and the hoods, and the veils. And it shall come to pass that instead of sweet smell, there shall be stink, and instead of a girdle rent, and instead of a well set, and instead of well set hair, baldness, and instead of a stomacher, a girding of sackcloth, and burning instead of beauty. So the Lord said they had stomachers on. Okay. Now I want to pull that up, right? If the Lord lets me, let's get stomacher. Right. Let's get right. You got anything out?
God, so like did you read 24?
Okay. It's like, yeah, I read 24. Yeah, I read 24.
God, I'm gonna read over real quick
Right, I
again. It
read 20.
says, and it shall come to pass that instead of a sweet smell, there shall be a stink. Now, I just did a quick Google search. I said, what are some side effects from women wearing tight pants? It says irritation, vaginal yeast infection. Right, that's where
Oh
that
yeah, yeah.
that sweet smell disappears because you're wearing these tight clothing, man. Right? Esau knows that, but above all, the Lord told you this already. Right? It's coming from you wearing these tight that was never intended for our women to wear. You need breathable airflow, which dresses give you. That's not restricting. It says it builds up moisture and humidity, right? And what happened? That's now you got mold, man.
Right.
Moisture and humidity mixed together is just it's just mold, right? You get that foul smell now. Your pH balance is all over the place, right? It says, uh, man, it's a lot of side effects to wearing tight pants, right? Women wearing pants in general because you don't you don't just wear, like I said, you don't wear damn MC Hammer pants. You're not wearing the biggest, baggiest pant. No, you're wearing tight pants, right, to show off your figure, right? And it was a survey when I'm still looking on it, says women jeans and other pants have traditionally been tighter to vividly show their body features.
See that?
What's modest about that? To vividly show them. You want to see all the curves. You want to see it tuck up. Nah, man. No, right? You're presenting yourself as a damn harlot, right? Let me get this real quick in the book of Genesis. All right. Let me see. Genesis 38 and verse number 14. Okay. It's the book of Genesis chapter 38 and verse 14. It says, I'm sorry, 13. And it was told Tamar, saying, behold, thy father-in-law goeth up to Timnah to shear his sheep. And she put off her widow's garment from off her, and covered her with a veil, and wrapped herself and sat in an open place, right? So she took off modest apparel, right? She took off the apparel that was for our women and put on what you would say whore's apparel, right? It says, and wrapped herself and sat in an open place, which is by the way to Timnah, for she saw that Shelah was grown, and she was not given unto him the wife. It says, when Judah saw her, he thought her to be a harlot. Now, why would he think her to be a harlot? If when she just took off her widow's apparel, she put on another dress, right? She put on some other modest apparel, right? It says, because she had covered her face, right? And so we know that Judah went off her, but right, she's sitting by the wayside, right? Like it says in a book of Proverbs, right? In harlot's apparel. Get that real quick in Proverbs chapter 7 and verse number 10. It says, and behold, there met him a woman with the attire of a harlot and subtile heart. Right. So again, you may know a woman by the clothes that she puts on. Right. She's wearing pants. Right. These are attire of rebellious women, right, and of harlots that want to show off their figure, right. And the side effect that comes with that is a stench and not a sweet smell anymore, right? But you got it, King.
So I'm gonna kind of get back in there. I just wanted to pull this up. Right, so you got a stomacher, right? Let's get this log here. Yeah, moving slow, but y'all can see the stomacher, right?
God.
Right. So this is a woman's garment. Okay. This is what it's talking about. We can't wear this. Deuteronomy 22:5. We can't. These are women's garment. Damn wedding gown. Damn. You cannot wear a stomacher. If a brother come to camp with a stomacher, all hell is gonna break loose. Can't come to camp. What's going on here? See that? Madness. You can't come to camp with this on, brother. You got a damn wedding. This is a what? This is a woman's garment. How it's fitted, how tight it is. Yeah, this is a woman's garment. It's like this is a woman's garment. You can't wear stuff like that, man. So let's go back to Deuteronomy 22:5, right? So let's get a sense, right? Let's bring it home for Israel. You know, Jake, and this is a lot of information. A lot of information we bring out. We went into the feminism. We went into the accounts. Went to the precepts. We went on ChatGPT. More to it, man. There's more to it that we could get into. So let's go to Deuteronomy 22:5, right? So let's read it because this thing is moving slow, man. Right.
Hey, can you kind of
Chapter 22.
chopping up? All right.
Okay, Slakia.
I can I can read it
Here
real
it
quick.
goes.
It's the book of Deuteronomy.
I'm back now.
Okay, come.
So you hear me?
Come.
Yeah, Deuteronomy 22:5. The woman shall not wear that which pertaineth unto a man, neither shall a man put on a woman's garment. For all that do so are abomination unto the Lord thy God. Right. This is talking about a woman cannot wear any male garments, right? Any damn breeches, pants, hosen, trousers, all of these things a woman cannot wear. She cannot wear a masculine version of a tunic. She can't wear a short tunic because men, they rolled up their tunic. She can't wear that. All of these things pertain to men. She cannot wear these things. Neither shall a man put on a woman's garment. Right? A man can't put on a damn stomacher. He can't put on a tutu. He can't put on no damn lingerie. He can't put on kilt. He can't put any of these woman garments on. Right? The garments are a woman's garment, a woman's tunic, as well is with the pedals, with the pearl. He can't wear that, man. These are women's garments. Okay, that's the sense of this. For all that do so are abomination unto the Lord thy God. If you do this, whether you're at home, whether you wherever you're at, it's an abomination. Now, so let's go into it, because you got brothers say, well, hold on, that's not talking about men. That's talking about a warrior. Okay, let's get it. So let's get this word. So you got Gebert, or Gebert for a man. Gebert, right? Let's get the word. Let's get this in the Strongs. Right, this is Strong's H1397 Gebert. Right, in the Hebrew. This is just completely slack it. They just skipped over man. Forget all that. Just skip. Put that on warrior. Strong man. Right? Is every strong man a warrior? I know people who are strong, they go to the gym. Are they in the army, man? No, a strong man. This is just simply saying masculine figure. That's all it's saying. It's not saying always. I mean, even look at the Strongs. This is madness. That's a complete terrible breakdown. Look at how many times it's been used. 64 times for man. So all of them, they got that wrong. This is King James, how dare you put warrior. Right. And I guess mighty, this is incorrect too. Huh? Right. So all this is saying is a whole persona and physiologically talking about a man. A man. It's not saying a warrior. So let's look. Let's look. If it's a warrior, let's look at when this word has been used, and let's see if it's saying warrior. Okay. So let's go down to Job. This is the book of Job, chapter 3 and verse 3. Yeah, and they got put on the hot seat. Let the day perish wherein I was born, and the night in which it was said there was a man child conceived. Now, if you're in other congregations, you look at the stuff differently. You're supposed to say, hold on, that's a warrior child. How can a child be a warrior? Damn, this is when a war. And when was Job a warrior? When did Job become a warrior? Right, he was fighting in the damn east, and he kind of told Alicia Bit, "Come on, let's go." He was never a warrior, right? So this is not saying a warrior. It's meaning the sense completely of a man. It's not just saying warrior. You can't wear a warrior's garment, and even then, a warrior's garment, they wore breeches. They had a shorter tunic. A woman can't wear that, man. So that makes no so-called cotton picking sense, man. Let's get Jeremiah. Jeremiah 17:5. Thus saith the Lord, cursed be the man that trusteth in man. So that's incorrect. First, that's wrong. This is what other brothers say. That's wrong. Cursed be the warrior that trusteth in man. What? Why is it just a warrior? Or is it talking about the complete aspect of a man? Cursed be the man that trusteth in man, and make of flesh his arm, whose heart departed from the Lord. Right? So this is not saying cursed be the warrior, cursed be the captain of the host, cursed be the governor. It's not saying that. It's saying any form or version of a man. Right? Let's get one more, man. Blessed is the man that trusteth in the Lord, and whose hope the Lord is. So that's not talking about men in general. Only the warrior is the only person that's blessed. The warrior is blessed that trust in the Yahweh, the warrior only. It's not saying that, man. It's talking about men, period. Right? But anyways, you got anything else on this, man?
Con. So we can go back to that to just even use that logic even on down, right? It says the woman shall not wear that which pertaineth unto Gabar, which the word is. So they can't wear what pertains unto a warrior is what they put. It says, neither shall a Gabar put on a woman's garment. So you mean to tell me, because it's the same word being used, that only a warrior cannot put on a woman's garment?
Yeah.
So the rest of the men can just cross dress.
Yeah. Leggings.
And my thing is, if women can wear everything but a man's garment, what's a woman's garment that a man is not supposed to wear? because she could wear your clothes, everything besides your war apparel. So that means that you are only restricted to, you can only wear war apparel then. If she can wear everything else,
And then this is just all around don't make sense, man. Pants are not modest. It's let's get Timothy, who you despise. Let's get Paul, whom you despise. Right. So we went into the Hebrew. It's not saying warrior. It's talking about men, period. Right. So let's get First Timothy, the second chapter, chapter 9. It's like a second chapter, verse 9. Let's get this. Let's go slow. All right, so let's get First Timothy. And we're gonna go slow. All right, go fast, or go fast all you want. See, start bringing it up. All right, let me see. Can I click it? Okay, see that. See, all praise to the Most High. This is First Timothy chapter 2 and verse 9. In like manner also that women adorn themselves in modest apparel, in sobriety, not with broided hair. Right, meaning you shouldn't love shaking your behind, man, and putting it on Instagram and TikTok for your new boy toy. You should love modest apparel with shamefacedness, meaning you're shy. Right? You got women up here, man. They just walk up to men in Miami. Yeah, you some, what did Jake say? You some fine shit. You some, yeah. Let me get your number, boy. That's not how our foremothers move, man. Right back, Sheba walk up to David. Yeah, knock. Hey, what's going on? Yeah, I've been waiting on you. What's that one? Yeah, he said, I'm waiting on you since something, man. Since you came through the door. Right? The Lord, we're not dealing with unshamefaced women in sobriety, meaning sober. You're not drunk every damn day. Adam Eve, man, she got drunk every day, man. Every day she was drinking, man. I said, well, why you drink so much? She said, well, why you asking me questions? I do it I'm grown. Okay, well, you drink every day, and we'll see how far your liver go. We'll see how good that gallbladder and those kidneys work out. It says, not with broided hair or gold or pearls or costly array, meaning you're not stressed about your hair. Eve said that all day. Oh, I'm gonna get my hair done. I don't know when I'm gonna get my hair done. I'm stressed out about my hair. All you think about is your hair, man. You ain't thought you can't remember 2 precepts. Give me 3 precepts in the Old Testament. Confound it. That's all it takes, man. But you worried about your new hairstyle, what you gonna do with this, and I'm gonna get this, and I'm gonna put the blonde in it, and I'm gonna dye it, and get it red, and you shouldn't be stressed about your hair. You shouldn't be worried and focus on that crap. Or gold, or pearls, or costly array. Right? Soon I ain't gonna lie, I promise you, I never heard of Lululemon to that song. Kind of saw it pop up. That Lululemon, all they care about is what pops up on social media. If you don't teach your wife, social media you're gonna teach her. What Kanye West say? He said Instagram got your woman. Instagram got your beat, man. And that's true. Whatever they see, they just copy. Oh, he got roses, so why can't I get roses? Oh, her man do this, so why can't I get that? All that comparison of social media is gonna fry your brain, sister. Oh, well, he do this. Why don't you do this? Well, I like how he do this. Why can't you do this for me? And now all of y'all competing to show off that man and who got the best man. It's pure madness. It's pure vanity. Some of you brothers post y'all women just to show that to other men. Look at my woman. She a dime piece. Look at her. Yeah, you can't have this. Brother, I don't want to see your woman and you say, yeah, you can't have this. You don't want somebody woman any damn way. So why do I see your woman? Yeah, you can't touch this. It's mine. It's all mine. It's all mine, baby. Right? So you're not supposed to be stressed out about these different things. But which become of women professing godliness with good works. Have good godly works, man. Godly works is not buying some pork for your woman at the bar, man. Picking her up when she's throwing up on herself, you give her more drink, more liquor. That's not good works. Good works is provoking somebody unto righteousness, man. Right. So we went into that. So I'm gonna come back real quick, King, and I'm gonna get into this video. Right. So if you got anything, go ahead. I'm gonna come back.
Con. I wanted to touch on as well as not just doing this in a site out in the open, but behind closed doors, right? You do one thing, right? You put on pants behind closed doors, right? That's confusion and it's utter madness, right? Let me get this real quick in the book of Proverbs. You can't be half in this thing and half out this thing. It's the book of Proverbs, chapter 22. It says in verse number 6, it says, train up a child in the way he should go. Because chiefly when you're doing these things around the household, this is what your child sees. It's not seeing you the 90% of the time that you're at work or you're outside. Your child sees you at home. So if you're doing these things in the house, right, what they call it, playing at 50, in the home, you're in the midst of sin, but outside, right, you're presenting yourself to man to be righteous. It's like going home and just committing all wickedness, but you're saying, well, I don't do it out in the public. Well, you can't be half and half. You have to do this thing full on, right? It's because when your child sees this, what do you think they're going to emulate? The things that you do at home or the things that you do at work when they don't see you? The things that you do when you go to the grocery store when they don't see you? Children are impressionable. They're going to take to that and they're going to look at that and they're going to call you a hypocrite because you can't justify that wearing pants at home, but then you going out saying wearing pants is unlawful, right? Oh, you play video though, okay?
Okay, I'm gonna grab one more. I'm gonna grab
And
one more.
it's like I'm gonna grab this quick precept real quick. This is a Sirach chapter 32 and verse number 17. It says a simple man will not be reproved. So a lot of y'all aren't gonna be reproved by this video. This is just to tear down the stronghold and the notion that people like to go to and the word games they like to play. We're not here to play that. We're here to cut all these false doctrines down and give you the truth and the straightway commandment that the Lord gave us. It says, but findeth an excuse according to his own will. So a lot of y'all are going to find an excuse to wear pants. No matter, despite all the information that we brought out, despite the historical evidence, you're going to find an excuse to go put on leggings and be a freak in the gym. You're going to find an excuse to go put on pants that you got to hop into and shimmy in, man. And then you turn around and look at yourself in the mirror. You know what you're doing, right? Eve, we're not beguiled by you, right? You're not slick, right? We know why you do it, and you men that are letting your women do it, right? And you leading them to utter destruction, right? Whether it's in the household or not, right? But I you,
God, I'm gonna pull back. I'm gonna get one more precept. I'm gonna say too why it's confusing and it's off. I know a brother that went to the gym. And he saw a sister. She had leggings on, but she had zits. And the brother kind of asked, he said, Shalom, are you Israelite? What congregation you in? And she told the congregation, but she had leggings on. He said she was completely out there, man. And then he said after, he tried to give her the information. Next thing you know, she said, "Oh yeah, I'm married, by the way." So this woman is in the gym, whole backside completely out. Everybody see it with two damn tassels. A man speak to you, y'all happy, same face, and they kind of say, yeah, yeah, I'm married, by the way. And you get back on the Stairmaster, man, and you do what you do. And you walk around the gym 7 times, man. That's off. So that's madness. A brother shouldn't be able to look all at your woman. Yeah, I see what she got going. And look, of course it's off. We know it's off. But why should he have the opportunity to? Oh, yeah, I see what you're doing. Yeah, I know what he do with that. Brother, I'll be damned if you tell me I know what you do with your rib. I see what you're doing with that. I might knock you out, man. Might get your jaw tested. You don't say, oh, yeah, I see what you. Yeah, I know he don't know what he's doing with that. He don't know what he's doing with that. You shouldn't be looking at another man's wife saying he don't know what he's doing with that. Yeah, he can't handle her. He can't. I know how to handle her. I did with her before. I did with a woman like her before. That's off. That's completely off. So let's get Matthew 23 and 28. So no, sister, you can't walk up and down your house and damn cargo pants, man. And then you come home and say, hey babe, let me try your jeans on today. kind of put on your jeans, you kind of walk around. I'm the man, ha ha. I run the household right now, ha ha. Then you kind of walk outside the house, put on your dresses, and say, oh, here we go again. Kind of put on your dress and walk out the house, man. That's off. Right? This is Matthew 23 and 28. Even so, ye also outwardly appear righteous unto men, but within ye are full of hypocrisy and iniquity. Right? Being outside, right? You're a teacher sister. You're a teacher sister at camp. Well, you know what you do on the low, you'll do stuff differently. You'll get on the white woman at camp, but in closed doors, you'll text her. Right? This is mad. This is madness. Right? You hate Esau, but then you're fantasizing about him being with your woman. That's off. That's completely opposite of what you teach, man. And like and I always say, man, women, the worst thing they hate is hypocrites, man. You're sneaking off with this woman, you're lying, you're telling her, baby, it's only you, it's me and you only, and you're secretly popping women, man. They hate that, man. They hate hypocrisy, man. It's like having your woman. You know, I only dealt with you. I'm a virgin. Next thing you know, you come out, she got 16 husbands. Now you're like, what the hell happened, man? Now you're pissed. Because you appeared as something, but you're not. So it'll be off for you to get on the sister where you need to take them pants off, you invite her to your crib, and you got 16 pairs of jeans. Right? Yeah, I wear these on the Sabbath day. These are super comfy. No, that's off, man. You cannot do that. That's off. That's a false balance. It's madness. It's madness. So, Lord willing, brothers and sisters can hear this, right?
And real quick, one point too. We brothers, they won't hold that same logic because a brother can't go home and throw on a dress. They want like that. That logic just doesn't hold. Like when we use certain things, we have to make sure it's clear across the board. You have to. All right, well, does this can the other side do this? If I reverse this, would this be able to happen? We have to use that logic all throughout the scriptures because this way gives you it gives you the sense of that, right? Where you may say, well, it doesn't really say, it's not clear. All right, well, let's reverse it and let's see if it'll still be acceptable that way. Or let's look at the linear thought of the scriptures and let's see if it harmonizes with it. And when people do that, it's fickle and it doesn't stand, right? It folds. So we have to apply that going all throughout the scriptures. But you.
So let's get into it. I mean, and if you've been confused, if you're still confused, it might not be for you. I mean, we went into the biological. We went into everything. I went into the Hebrew. I went to the Bible. It's like I went into ChatGPT. I went to Google. I got the images. I mean, we went to Wikipedia. I mean, and we know you so-called coons. Maybe you will trust the white man. Maybe him speaking and give you comfort. Let me know if you hear this, man. Let me know if brothers and sisters hear this.
Welcome to Biblical.
You hear that? It's like you hear that?
It's like you can. I heard it.
Okay, let's get in it.
Culture.org. Today we'll be asking the question, what did the ancient Israelites look like? Meaning, if we could go back in a time machine, what was their fashion like? What were they wearing? What were their clothes? So for that, we actually have to turn to three great sources from Israel's arch nemesis, the ancient Neo-Assyrians. So what we're going to be looking at first is the black obelisk of Shalmaneser III from the 9th century before the Common Era. And you can see here it's a beautiful monument standing tall, and it has a really beautiful pyramid at the top. And in the second row, what we have is a picture of Yehu, the 10th king of northern Israel, who lived in Samaria. And in the text, Shalmaneser III says, I received the tribute of Yehu, son of Omri, silver, gold, a gold bowl, a gold vase, gold goblets, gold buckets, tin, a royal scepter, and javelins. And if we look in closely, we can see that he's wearing a hat, he's bearded, he has some long hair, he also has what looks like a t-shirt top with a belt down the middle and little fringes at the bottom by his feet. And that's the picture of Yehu. Luckily, we can turn the obelisk and we can see three more pictures from this scene. And over here we see more Israelites, and we can see very clearly that they're wearing something of a mantle like a robe-like garment, and it has fringes all around. And on the underneath, they're wearing something like a tunic that also has fringes on the bottom. They're also wearing hats. And instead of sandals, what they have are shoes. They're wearing shoes instead of sandals, which is really interesting. They point up a bit. And there are 13 different Israelites in this scene that we can really get a nice sense of what the mantles looked like, and also what the tunics looked like, what the hats looked like, and what the shoes looked like. So this is our first glimpse at what an ancient Israelite would have looked like.
All right, so this is what Jake had on, man. Right, you see, we had the tunic, we had an outer garment, we had a girdle, and this is how your forefathers got down, whether you like it or not. And no, it's not a dress. You got some brothers say, "Oh, that might be a dress." Okay, where's his pants at? Where's his pants? Well, you don't have to necessarily. You don't have to wear pants if you're a man. Now, it's not saying wear a woman's garment or a woman type of dress or a woman's type of tunic. That's what it's going to. It's not a stomacher. It's not a wedding gown. It's not a damn veil. It's not a super tight bullcrap dress or so-called clothing, man. But this is right, this tunic, man. You don't have to wear pants all day, man. Because why would the Lord tell the priests, right, wear breeches if they automatically already had it on? So
what the shoes looked like. So this is our first glimpse at what an ancient Israelite would have looked like. Moving on to our second source from the ancient Assyrians, we have a relief of Tiglath-Pileser III from his central palace in Nimrud in the 8th century before the Common Era. And what we're looking at here is a group of people being led away from their home at Ashtaroth, biblical Ashtaroth, one of the Levitical cities in Transjordan, and they're being led away by the Assyrians. And what we can see here is that robe, again, that same robe we saw with the fringes. We see underneath, again, a tunic. We see they're wearing a hat, a very similar hat or a turban. And again, instead of sandals, they're wearing shoes. They have a shoe-like appearance. And this is what we see, the exiles from Ashtaroth, which is located at Tel Ashtara, that's what they would have been wearing in the 8th century before the Common Era. Now, our third set of Assyrian reliefs come from the reign of Sennacherib, who ruled at Nineveh in the 7th century before the Common Era. What we see here is King Sennacherib with his face blotted out, sitting upon a chair in front of a great battle scene. And the text says, Sennacherib, king of the universe, king of Assyria, seated upon a sedan chair, the spoils of Lachish passed before him. And we can actually take a look at some of the spoils of Lachish, especially the prisoners, and we get a good look of what a Judean looked like in the 7th century before the Common Era. Here what we see is a man wearing a turban of sorts. It seems to be cloth or scarf-like, and there's an extension down by the ears where it comes out. We also see that he's wearing a nice belt, and it's hard to see here, but if you pay attention, he is wearing almost like a kilt or a skirt-like garment, and he has bare knees all the way down to his bare feet. And there is something coming out of the skirt which looks like some type of cloth.
Right, so a woman can't do this. A woman can't pull up her tunic, kind of pull it up to her damn thigh. She can't do this, man. Women didn't do this type of work. That they had to do this. This is what I'm saying. She can't do that. That's off.
Interestingly, the children dressed just like their parents. We have here the two children next to him, where the boys are wearing what looks like a tunic or a skirted tunic with a belt. And here we have a skirted tunic with a belt. Here we have a very similar man wearing the same thing. He has his headdress with the scarf coming out with the tassels. He's
okay. So we're gonna skip on down. So we got it, man. Men wear tunics. This is what your forefathers wear, whether you like it or not. This is what they wore. Let's see. I'm gonna get it for edification. Let's get it. See. Get it. Man, there's a lot to cover. So we're gonna get this. Get this.
a robe, the outer garment, in Hebrew would have been called a simla, or a kasut, or a ma'il. Different ways to say the same thing of an outer garment. Now, the outer garment was the most important garment in ancient Israel because for most people, it's what you slept in. You didn't have a comforter at night. You would sleep in your garment, so you had to make sure that you had one. And for this reason, there are a number of laws which say that you can't take the garment from a poor person. Now, notice that there are all these tassels on this garment. Now, this is what we believe were actually the ancient Israelite tzitzit. The tzitzit, or the tassels, that in later Judaism would be placed on the four corners of a garment, here we actually see them all around the four sides of the garment. So,
and that's what cut to brothers with them random zits, man. Got to put one on the side, one on your thigh, one on your back pocket, one next to your favorite belt. Man, that's not how you wear your friends, man. This how our forefathers wore, man. All the way around, 4 quarters.
Taking
Right?
Amalek
4
traditions.
quarters, man. So what, brother?
I said taking Amalek traditions.
Right, yeah, you following Amalek, and that's what Amalek's supposed to be getting the breakdown from. What this is all the way around. This is not a couple, it's not 2 here, 1 bag, and 3 next to your damn phone. That's not what it's talking about. It's talking about all the way around.
So these little tassels here are an important part of the Israelite dress. Now, moving on to the next picture, what we see here is an Israelite wearing a ketonet, or a sadin, which basically means a tunic. Here, this one doesn't have fringes upon it, and this tunic was your main undergarment. And you could walk around with this even without a robe. And if we move on to the next picture, we can see that this tunic can be rolled up into a kilt-like skirt, especially for things like hard work or battle, if one would use a belt. And here we are seeing a chagor, or a belt. And looking at the head, in most pictures we see Israelite men wearing a hat, which in biblical Hebrew would have been the pe'er, or the sniff. Now moving on to the women of ancient Israel.
Now we getting to the sisters, man. Now we getting to our ancient Israelite women. That's what we used to wear.
They wear the simple ketonet, just like we saw in the men, a tunic. They're wearing a tunic that goes down to the ankles. Again, we see the shoes, just like we find in ancient Egyptian tombs. Sometimes you find a nice pair of shoes alongside sandals. The most important thing that differentiates the man from the woman is that the woman is going to wear a long headdress. This could have actually been used at nighttime for sleeping and warmth. So we scratched the surface of what an...
So this how our sisters got down. It wasn't no it's tight, and this was really her sleeping garments, really, to be honest. Right, that's the inner garment. So yeah, inner garment, you got outer garments, man. This how our sisters dress, man. They had head wraps on, man. They had a dress on, man. That's how our forefathers and foremothers, that's how they got down, man. Now,
been used, Israelite would have looked like.
Now,
sleeping and warmth. So
now you can listen to this guy, right? He got a lot of good points, but we went into it, man. So we went into it all, man. I can't think of a point that we didn't go into. Right? We went into the stomach. What more do you want to do? Now, if you want to wear pants, now at this point, if you want to wear pants, this one, I'm gonna pull. Zeke already pulled. I'm gonna pull this, right? 2 Thessalonians 2:11. And for this cause, God shall send them strong delusion that they should believe a lie. Right? They want to get strong delusion, man. If you're at this point, you think you can wear pants, you say you can wear jeans, you say I don't get it, I don't get the breakdown, I can't get the sits. Well, hey, that's on you. We went into it, we broke it down, we went into the Hebrew. We went into the biological part, man. Women, you can't wear them tight pants. You're gonna get a yeast infection, man. You're gonna get infected. You're gonna get stuff on you, man. You're gonna start, your pH balance is gonna be thrown off. You're really not supposed to wear anything tight as a human. Even men, they can't wear tight underwear. So, the Lord's not dealing with, and let's get a visual. We gotta get a visual. We gotta. All right, see, this is what you Negro women. This is what you Negro women want to wear. Man, this ain't even no clothes. I see that. You can see that whole figure, man. Right? Let's watch this. Let's look this up. Right, this is what y'all want to wear. Lululemon. Right, this is bro. And it ain't even like nothing cool. Like, it's just tight clothes. Literally, you paying. Let's look at the price tag. I don't want to know. Also, that video was for fair use. That was a fair use video. for fair use. Anyways, man, let's look up. What the hell's going on here, man? Let's look. Right, let's look up. Let's look at the prices. Look at this. Look at this. Right, and this might have been cheaper, man. Long sleeve tops, $50. Cardigan, $60, man. Crew neck, $70. Jacket, $70. Jumpsuit, $60, man. I mean, you can go to Buckle. You can go to a lot of places to get something a little cheaper, man. Oh, well, look, see this? It's a little more than that. Wait, $140. It's madness. $140, and I guarantee you it didn't cost more than $2 to make that. Guarantee you it didn't cost more than $2, man. Right, this is
No fabric.
right. It's just spandex. You Negroes make me sick. Right? Apple bottom jeans, boots with the fur. Right, this. Oh man, I can't wait till y'all shot come back, man.
Hey, and this was strictly lustful. This was apple bottom jeans was straight lust.
And look at Nelly. Like, and he told me I'm gonna bring him back. It's like I don't want to get into. Okay, so you can't do that. All right, it's madness. Anyway, look at Nelly, man. He got no beard on his face. Talking about apple bottom jeans. And so we gotta get the hell up out of here, man. So I'm gonna get my last closing preset, man. But we have to get the hell out of here. And all we're gonna get by doing that is by keeping the commandments, man. By keeping the commandments of God, right? Let's go to the book of 2 Timothy. 2 Timothy 3. All right. We got enough kind of take his precious time and get to it. Okay, you get to it when I get to it. All right. Yeah, you get there. It's catchy, man. It's damn near catchy, man. Jake grew up on that, man. Hit the flow. Next thing you know,
It's madness.
T-Pain. Yeah, T-Pain on there, man. She hit the flow. Give me the book of 2 Timothy, man. Right, chapter 3. Right, and this thing will hurry up, man. This is madness, man. I did this 4 times. Okay, see that?
What you want, 2 Timothy? What?
I want to kind of another translation, man. It
God.
should be okay. All pray. And glorification do Yahweh Bashem Yahweh. The water Yahweh Bashem Yahweh, right? See, slowing down, slow up. I'm gonna read 2, man. For people will love only themselves and about my bag. I'm getting to the bag. That bag ain't gonna turn on you. That bag ain't gonna flip on you like another one. Well, that's off. Scoffing at God, disobedient to their parents, and ungrateful. They will consider nothing sacred. Nothing sacred, man. The Sabbath day not sacred. Right? Your diet is not sacred. Right? Even your so-called Muslim holidays, man, that's not sacred. Nothing sacred here. Nothing set apart. Everything is you do whatever. You sleep with other man's wives. Your woman you sleep around. You cheat on your husband. Right? It's nothing sacred, man. Nothing's holy. Right? Even married women, they commit adultery at a high rate, man. Nothing's sacred. Your woman ain't even your woman if you're married. She's still on the market because she got Lululemon and say, hey, I'm about to just hang out with Mark this weekend. What's the big deal? It says they will be unloving and unforgiving. They will slander others and have no self-control. They will be cruel and hate what is good. They will betray their friends, be reckless, be puffed up with pride, and love pleasure rather than God, man. homosexualism, man. All this is loving. I mean, they love pleasure, man. I want to do what I want to do. I like this. They will act religious, but they will reject the power that could make them godly. Stay away from people like that, man. So stay away from these people, man. These terrible breakdowns, trying to make it get a sense and saying nothing wrong with that, man. It's a sin, man. It's an abomination. It's a high level sin. They are the kind who work their way into people's home and win the confidence of vulnerable women who are burdened with the guilt of sin and controlled by various desires. You have people controlled by their lust, man. I can't help it. You have people say, I can't help it, man. I can't help eat the pork, man. I cannot help it. So these are the women who are getting destroyed by these wicked men who's taking advantage of them. Such women are forever following new teachings, but they are never able to understand the truth. So you don't want this to be you, sister, right? Brother, if your woman is wearing pants and your sister's wearing pants, hey, she can't do that no more, man. It's a sin. Right? You gotta get her out of that slowly but surely, but definitely surely, man. She cannot wear it at home, wear it outside, wear it at work. These are sins. Okay. You got anything else?
I'm gonna get start right 1929. And a quick point to that too. Sisters never came into the truth thinking you could wear pants. Like that scripture said, it's a man that bewitched you and beguiled you and led you astray thinking you can wear pants. All right, because the scriptures don't teach such. And you would never think that or come to that conclusion just from reading the scriptures. Right? This the book of Sirach, chapter 19 and verse number 29. It says, a man may be known by his looks, right? And again, this isn't just talking about men, right? It's talking about people in general. You're going to be known by your looks. It says, and one that hath understanding by his countenance when thou meetest him, a man's attire. So you're going to be known by the attire that you wear. And we always say this when we go out on the highways and byways, right? You know, a harlot by what she wears, right? She got the long, batty eyelashes, right? She has the skin tight, leather jumpsuit on, right? With high heels, right? That she got from Shein. That costs $8, man, right? We know these things, right? Like the brother said, the damn $140 Lululemon set is sick, right? So you're gonna be known by your attire, whether you got a sundress on, and we know that not all dresses are modest, because sisters like to use that point too. Yeah, we know not all of them are modest, right? But we know that the law speaks about modesty. It says a man's attire and excessive laughter and gait showeth what he is. So your attire is gonna show what you are, right? And I'm gonna get this other quick one real quick, the classic, and Zephaniah. It's the book of Zephaniah, chapter 1, and verse number 8. And it shall come to pass in the day of the Lord's sacrifice that I will punish the princes and the kings, and all such are clothed with strange apparel. So if you have strange clothing on, clothing that's contrary to what the Lord has commanded us to wear in these last days, he's going to kill you when he comes back. Right? So this isn't a light matter, right? This is between life and death, right? Sin and righteousness. So you have to uphold these things, or hey, you can face the Lord on that judgment day. Right, but I you.
So we went into it, man. We went into it. We went into the scripture, went into the breakdown. We got Israel still watching, man, still getting edification, man. So this is plain, man. So Lord willing, this is for all sisters, all new sisters coming into the truth. Lord willing, ready to listen, ready to change their hearts, as the Bible said. I'm gonna get Lord willing, this is my last. I'm gonna get and I'm gonna pull it. It's like a time. Wait, is it already there? Okay, no, I'm getting it quick. Let's get what's going on here? All right, let's get the book of Second Ezra. All right, chapter 14. Actually, I'm gonna get John 8 first. Okay, let's get John. So I get 3. Let's look at John chapter 3 and verse 1. So John 3 and 3. Let's start at 1. John 3:1. There was a man of the Pharisees named Nicodemus, a ruler of the Jews. The same came to Yahushua by night and said unto him, Rabbi, we know that thou art a teacher come from Yahweh, come from God. For no man can do these miracles that thou doest except God be with him. Yahushua answered and said unto him, Verily, verily, meaning definitely, definitely, I say unto thee, except a man be born again, he cannot see the kingdom of God. So, at the end of the day, you got to be born again. That's what this truth is about. Getting rebuked, man, accepting it, and giving correct understanding, man, and getting correct and getting corrected. That's what it's about, man. It's not about how many wives you got. Do you have 144 friends on today? How big is your beard? How many breakdowns do you just know at the top of your head? No, it's not. It's not about that. It's about being reborn, man. Because at the end of the day, through the Spirit, we believe we teaching the right thing, the correct thing. But Yahweh Shah can come and tell brothers and certain brothers, hey, you was going off this whole time. I sent these brothers to teach you. You kind of just did what you wanted to do. So with that being said, man, you got to be reborn again, man. You got to cast away all that old filth, man. And again, that's worldly, man. Jeans, boot cut. And I'm going to tell you this one more last thing, man. You watch who you learning from, man. You watch your teachers. You don't want to be around certain people. I mean, think about it. Would you want to listen to a brother who posts his real backside on social media? Would you want to listen to that, man? Would you want to listen to people that say you can deal with prostitutes? I'm not getting their breakdowns, man. Their fruit is not worthy of me to listen to or hear, man. I'm not dealing with that, man. So you got to watch who you listening to, man. Don't just listen to anybody because they got a beard on and they're an elder and they wear tunics and whatever the hell else, man. Watch who you learning from, man. You gotta really test that person, man. Put him in the hot seat, man. Ask him some questions, man. Ask him what he do. You gotta get to know your leaders, man. You can't just, like us, our brothers up here, man. We don't just follow our brothers in leadership. We don't just follow Orion because his beard is nice. Yeah, I like Orion's beard. He got a deep voice. We don't follow that brother because of that, man. We don't worship men up here, right? We don't. Yeah, Amos, he's so tall. That's not what we do, man. We don't do that, man. Oh, yeah, Gabar. Yeah, that's vainglory, man. We don't worship men. Right? We see the truth. We see if it makes sense, and our spirit bear witness, and we follow it, man. We don't worship men up here, man. So that's why you can't be just listening to your bishop, your elder, or whoever the hell told you that you can keep and do certain things, man, because that's completely incorrect, straight up and down, man. Straight up and down. We have to get out of that damn king spirit, like it says in 1 Samuel the 12th chapter. Give us a king. Give us a king. Well, he's a mortal man, man. Right? He used the bathroom like you, man. He burps. He breathes. He has bad breath in the morning. He's just like you, man. Don't worship men. All right? Right? You got anything else? So, if you got anything else, then we close out, man.
No, we close out, okay.
All right, man. So, Lord, all Israel is edified. Right? Shalom to the 12 tribes. Lord willing, Israel got the understanding. Right? Shalom to all the sisters and brothers and sisters, man. Lord willing, we reform our hearts and follow Yahweh Shai and Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai in the days to come. Right? Shalom.
Shalom.